Hi and welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is a reaction video for the 10th episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer called Nightmares. Last time we saw Sid the puppet that we were meant to assume was a serial killer that was taking hearts and brains to try to reform itself. Instead we learnt that he was just a creepy demon killing puppet that shouldn't be allowed around schoolgirls. With Sid's help, Buffy killed the real demon and Sid just passed on. His death helped the group perform a skit for the school talent show though, so always a bonus. Let's see what happens in this episode. I'm going to put any relevant trivia that I find over here, and at the end of the reaction I'll be discussing what happened and my thoughts about the episode. I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. So that was at the Master's Lair. If this is the remastered version, all we'd see at the moment is just her eyes, everything else would be cropped out. That is the Master's Lair, that's where he came up from, and that's him. I don't know who their candle supplier is, but they must make a fortune out of them. This is called Nightmares, the episode, so I'm guessing this is a dream / nightmare. There's a manicure.
So do you see your dad a lot?
Not a whole lot. He's still in LA.
When did they get divorced?
Well, it wasn't finalized till last year, but they were separated before that.
Wendell was in Cordelia's light.
I'm so ashamed.
We've never seen Wendell before, and now he's popping up all of a sudden. I'm guessing dead at the end of the episode. I hate spiders.
Sorry about that.
Okay, so that's the anointed one. And he hasn't really done anything so far that I can think of. He's meant to have been, didn't they say he's like the Master's greatest warrior or something? I thought he was a vampire. It's daytime. It was quite well lit where he was. Okay. But we haven't actually seen him change into a vampire face or anything though, so I don't quite know what he is. But I'm assuming he caused that. Well, we'll see.
I didn't sleep well.
I'll say. I came in to check on you twice. You were yelling in your sleep.
So is she not sleeping and having nightmares just because she is anxious, or is something going on that they're being fed to her?
That's when the nightmares started. Sitting in the classroom. Teacher asked me to read something. I open up my book and there they are. They're coming after me.
But it happened in real life. So people's nightmares are coming true. If I start singing and I suddenly start wearing a pink tutu, you know my nightmares are coming true as well, okay? So is this her nightmare? That's pretty tame considering she's the Slayer and she's probably could conjure up in her mind all sorts of horrible monsters and creatures. But it's actually a test? You can do the first one.
At least I know my name.
Yeah. Is that the anointed one? I just had to check. It's not the anointed one. I don't know who it is, but it looks very similar.
I'm not backing off of this. This is about honor. I'll break his neck.
I'm just saying,
very
when had a dream and then that
Reese.
exact thing happened. We should ask Buffy when she gets back from the hospital.
The name at the top there says Nerf Herder. That's the name of the group who make the theme tune.
It may just be a coincidence. Wendell finds a spider's nest. We all live because he dreamt about spiders. So it may not be connected. If there is a connection, it doesn't sound like anything... What? I don't know. I was
Well,
just a minute
could
ago.
have been worse.
I can't read.
What do you mean? You can read like 3 languages.
That would be a
5,
nightmare for him.
actually, on a normal day. The words here don't make any sense. It's gibberish.
He's a watcher. He researches and looks up information, not reading. Yeah.
12-year-old Billy Palmer was found beaten and unconscious after his Kitty League game Saturday. Doctors describe his condition as critical.
The boy's been in a coma for a week. How could this be possible?
Was he projecting himself in a coma? That really confused me at the beginning. I honestly thought it was the Anointed One. Let me know in the comments, was I the only one who thought that was the Anointed One? Is it just me?
Could I be seeing Billy's asteroid body?
Astral.
Asteroid
No,
body.
as usual, one doesn't have an inordinate amount of information to work with.
Lucky 19.
Ah.
Dad, what are you doing here?
Oh, her dad.
You're not supposed to pick me up till after school. Is something wrong?
Well, I need to talk to you.
This is my dad, Hank Summers.
My pleasure.
Do no students ever go in that library? Or teachers, for that matter. Except for them.
I came early because there's something I've needed to tell you about your mother and me. Why we split up. It was you.
Me?
Having you. Raising you, seeing you every day.
This is
I mean,
one of
do
the
you have any idea what that's
manifestations,
like?
the nightmares.
What?
You're sullen and rude, and you're not nearly as bright as I thought you were going to be.
That's all the stuff she's always thought in her mind.
I don't really get anything out of these weekends with you. So, what do you say we just don't do them anymore?
I don't know if it's... Is he real? And just being influenced to say those things to her? Or is that just an imagination, I don't know. That's hard to recover from.
I was naked. Bad thing doesn't cover it.
Wouldn't your nightmare be being naked in front of everybody, not in your underwear in front of everybody? I know they did it because obviously they can't show all that. They're school kids, but...
Our dreams are coming true.
Dreams? That would be a musical comedy version of this. Nightmares. Our nightmares are coming true.
So why is this happening?
Billy.
Well, that explanation was shorter than usual. It's Billy.
Who's Billy?
Billy.
There's a boy in the local hospital. Somehow, I think he's crossed over from the nightmare world he's trapped in.
And he brought the nightmare world with him.
God. So beating up kids in a coma is in a nightmare world. Wow.
We have to stop it.
And soon. Or else everyone in Sunnydale is going to be facing their own worst nightmares.
I don't understand. This can't be happening.
Yeah, that's the worst nightmare, isn't it? I mean, that would be my nightmare if that happened to me. Yeah. See, that's actually happened to Cordelia, and it actually happened to Xander. So her father being there, was it her father?
Do you remember playing baseball?
I play second base.
Are you lucky 19?
That's what he calls me.
I was never any good at baseball or rounders, things like that. I can't hit, and I cannot throw to save my life. I am good at catching, though.
Buffy doesn't know this is happening, and given the sort of thing that she tends to dream about, it's imperative that we find her.
Yeah. Maybe that's kind of telling that, of all the things she could dream about, the things she dreams about are actually fairly, or has nightmares about, are fairly normal things. Tests, her father, and her parents splitting up. That might be the whole point of it. It's not monsters. So what's Willow's nightmare?
No! You don't understand!
Chess Club. Well, we know from the last episode that she doesn't like being on stage or in front of people.
Did you lose your game last week?
It was my fault. I missed a ball and I should have caught it.
You were the only one playing. There wasn't 8 other people on your team?
He said it was my fault.
Father, coach, I would assume, as it happened after the baseball game and said it was his fault.
Aldo is
Performing. Okay, so that's tied into last episode, because we knew that was her biggest fear. That was a very similar shot to the ones that were used in the last episode. I think they might have reused them. Clown. Clown with a knife. To be fair, a clown with a knife is probably pretty much anyone's nightmare. Anyone with a knife pretty much is.
You're prettier than the last one.
This isn't real.
And it can't be because you can't
You
leave.
can't be free.
Yeah.
You still don't understand, do you? I am free because you fear it. Because you fear
It's
it.
her nightmare.
The world is crumbling. Your nightmares are made flesh.
So is that actually the master? And is it true that her nightmares have brought him there, or was it just an illusion? Okay, I'm going to go with illusion, but with a solid illusion. It's not really a nightmare to do with the clown. They're being chased by somebody with a knife. Blade. Way to confront your fears.
You are lousy clowns. Your balloon animals were pathetic. Everyone can make a giraffe.
I could probably do a worm.
It's mine.
His nightmare is that Buffy dies. So it's under his watch. So not just one nightmare, it's just every nightmare anyone's ever had.
Buffy?
Thought I was dead.
Buffy, your face.
That's really weird seeing her like that.
There's a
She
chance
looks
we
so
can make it go
different.
No more hiding.
Hey, he's waking up.
So everything's reverted back, but it looks like no one else has memory of it
I had the
except
strange
for them.
dream.
Let's get a doctor.
Oh, Billy's got company. I'm his kitty league coach.
Yeah, I bet you are. I bet you're the one who put him in there.
My lucky 19. So, how is he?
He's awake.
What?
Bad news for you.
You blamed him for losing the game.
Hi, sweetheart.
Okay, so
Oh, it's so good
wasn't
to see you. How was
real.
your day?
It wasn't
know,
her father.
usual.
Okay, that was a good episode. Very bit different to the other ones. Wasn't as much comedy and lightheartedness. It was actually quite a dark undertone to it. I got really confused. I thought it was the Anointed One at the beginning. And then obviously we saw the Anointed One with the Master, and it was in the shadows a bit, so I couldn't quite tell. I thought, okay, that doesn't quite make sense. And then I sort of realised. But yeah, I was a bit confused by that. Yeah, so they were. So the boy Billy in a coma, but Giles says he was in a nightmare world. That's pretty horrific. You get beaten up, put into a coma, and then to top it off, you're in a nightmare world. Blimey. And then actual nightmares. Buffy's about her father. I mean, everything that her father said to her was what she thinks. That is her nightmare. She thinks that she broke her parents up, and that at least her father, is disappointed in her and stuff. That's really quite heartbreaking. And realistically, that's still there. I know she smiled then and then when her father turned up, but that's her nightmare. Nothing's really happened in the episode to change that opinion that she has of us, in her mind. So that's a bit horrible for her. I don't quite understand the very end. So he woke up. Billy, the boy, woke up, and the group in the room all remembered, but you could hear like a tannoy in the background and people walking around, like everything had just immediately gone back to normal. But how can they still remember what happened? There's no real reason for that or explanation for it. I know that obviously the explanation is that we need them to remember for the episode, but that was just a bit weird. Interesting to see. It was actually really a human who was the bad guy in this one. It was the coach, because of him putting the kid into a coma. Blimey. I can't even contemplate that. That's what sort of caused it all. So, yeah. Yeah, it had quite a very different feel to the other episodes that we've seen so far. But it was a good episode. Did enjoy it. Yeah, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below. I'm interested to see what you all thought about it. So yeah, let me know, and see you for the next episode. Be seeing you.